Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with some more 24/7 mode in WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. April 30th in Omaha, Nebraska.
This is bigger than both of us, baby. This crazy world just wasn't made for the likes of us.
I did this.
What's so funny? Nobody can work with crap like this. Let's see you try.
This isn't about you, and it isn't about me. This is bigger than both of us, baby.
You want to settle this, actor to actor?
Did I not save it? I thought I saved it. I'm gonna jump ahead anyway. Yeah, because I was definitely past Judgment Day.
Without further ado, let me introduce you to your new partner.
Yeah, that was definitely. I think, yeah, it must be the week after this, because I remember.
I just heard we got ourselves a little...
Okay, yeah. Now I'm calling.
It's JR, here with the King at ringside, and Moving Madness continues to sweep through Raw.
You're not kidding! These guys are tearing each other apart for that movie contract!
Even the alliances between the superstars are starting to crumble.
You've got to expect that. There's a lot of ego, a lot of fame, and a lot of money on the line.
Rated R Superstar.
He's got his sights set on a big win at Vengeance, which just might land him the WWE Films movie contract he's been looking for.
Yeah, but that's still a few weeks off. He needs to make sure he focuses on tonight's match.
Some call him crazy, and others say he's crazy like a fox. He's always got a plan for victory, but how does his partner feel about following his lead?
If he's smart, he'll just shut up and go along with it. You don't second guess a legend like him.
He certainly didn't care for his partner referring to him as sidekick. But has that issue blown over, or will it affect this match?
Look, sometimes there's tension in a team, and that's normal. But if he's a professional, he won't let it slow him down.
In recent weeks, we've seen this superstar behave in an almost condescending manner toward his partner.
I don't think that's it at all. He's already done everything that his partner looks forward to doing, so maybe he's earned the right to think a little highly of himself.
Nothing beats me.
Bullshit.
Boy, it must burn you up to see a cocky young superstar like Nitro do so well here in the WWE, JR.
I think everyone should get what they deserve, King. Nitro deserves to be rewarded for his athletic ability. But if he keeps walking around like he's God's gift to sports entertainment, I think he deserves to be proven wrong. These top rope moves are always difference makers, for better or worse. Looks like he's trying for a pin here. A textbook reversal there.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR. And he's going up. But what's he going to do when he gets there?
That's true.
I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue before tonight's show, but I don't think that's it, King. Look out! There he goes!
Whisper in the wind! How does he make that look so easy? Ugh. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big. Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt.
He's climbing up. I'm not so sure this is a good idea. He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament.
Man, is there even going to be anything left of these superstars by the time they're done?
Not if they have their way, King. Everything they came in here with tonight. You're putting a lot on the line when you climb that turnbuckle.
Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a dream come true, King. Except when I have to sit here and listen to you drool over the divas.
Come on, JR. You know he's going up, JR. This could be big.
He countered that and made it look easy.
Watch out! He reversed it! You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after
Ruthless
each other.
They're
aggression.
not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker.
Oh boy, these top rope moves can go either way. Here's the pin. Could this be it?
2.
I think these superstars have a legitimate beef with each other, JR.
So do I, King. I'm not so sure their issues with each other are going to be
come
solved
on.
with one match.
I hope not. I'd love to see them go at it again and again. Looks like someone's heading for the high rent district.
This is a risky move. It could prove to be disastrous.
He's climbing the turnbuckle. What's he up to? He could pin him right here, JR.
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
For over a decade. Oh, man, he is not a happy camper.
He's letting the pressure get to him, and that's a dangerous mistake.
And make no mistake about it, there is a tremendous amount of pressure on these superstars.
Absolutely. Competing for that starring role could make or break any of them.
And I've got to think that Stephanie McMahon won't look too favorably on this tantrum.
Maybe, maybe not. I've never understood the whole Hollywood thing myself.
Okay, what's next?
Did you see that? Did you see that? You took my advice and you picked up the win now. That's the way it works. Shoot, as long as they follow my advice, even the most mediocre superstars can make it to the top in this business. That's why I'm hot rod and you're not.
Okay. Great ECW. ECW. Promotion. One more family, please. A little demands blood.
I just heard about the big challenge. Very dramatic. We'll definitely have our eyes on the winner of this one. But your challenger was right about one thing. If you were to suffer a disfiguring injury, your acting career might be over before it gets off the ground.
Oh, an acreage. Ooh, we're in the main event. First blood match. Ooh.
Lordy, I just heard your first blood match is official, and I figure you're gonna probably want my help again, right? After all, the big pay-per-view's only a few weeks away. Oh no, don't be scared. Be terrified.
Ottawa, Illinois. She also posted for Playboy.
Vengeance is a week from this Sunday. It's good old JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler at ringside for what might be the most brutal main event in Raw history.
That's right. A first blood match between two of our aspiring movie stars.
Whoever wins will most certainly elevate themselves in the eyes of the fans.
And whoever loses might lose his shot at the WWE Films role if he gets beat up bad enough.
Carlos peeping in the back room. A little perfect. They just showed her. So I'm sure they're pissed off. How do you get the nickname Boop?
I can't help but notice that he's coming out here alone. Is this a sign that his partner has gotten sick of their alliance?
I don't know. But even if he did, who can blame him? The man's a legend. Why should he waste his time helping someone who's not even in his league?
He requested this match in order to, as he put it, mess up his rival's pretty face.
I know that kind of talk makes you squeamish, JR, but you can't argue with the fact that it's a solid strategy. Nobody's gonna cast a leading man whose face looks like hamburger.
Nothing beats me.
Number back. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I've had many opportunities to see Carlito up close and in person. And I have to tell you, I'm impressed with what this kid brings to the table.
What's that exactly? A bunch of half-chewed apples? What's so cool about that?
I tell you what's cool, King, and that's the charisma and athletic ability.
I think he's looking for a weapon, JR. That's a smart move. Oh, man! Did you hear that chair shot, JR?
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King. What a vicious chair shot!
That chair was never meant to be used like that, JR. He saw that one coming. This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring. Good grief! I don't care how tough you are. A chair shot is a chair shot.
A chair shot is a chair shot.
Continue.
WWE's traveled to just about every country.
You can't blame the superstars for looking under the ring for weapons. Anything you find under there can be a huge help. Oh boy, these fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Oh my, he's bleeding!
That's
an unfortunate...
This doesn't look good. He needs to get some medical attention immediately.
It's not a WWE career-ending injury, but it might be a movie career-ending injury.
And his opponent is showing absolutely no remorse.
Of course not. He did exactly what he set out to do.
Whoever thought that a movie contract would bring out such viciousness in these two?
Never underestimate the power of fame and fortune. Some people will do anything for them.
Oh, you man got one. You man goes in the main event. Oh, we were. Never mind. Virgin Islands.
Hey, I apologize for dropping the ball out there, okay? I had to take care of some stuff. I mean, I know you ain't too thrilled with me right now, but I have still got your back this week. Even if you ain't gonna say 2 words to me, man.
We're going on a date. I have +5 popularity. Let's go to a press conference. And we'll do a little R&R.
I hope you're not thinking that we're gonna be an easy win, just because we're not on the same page lately. Maybe I'm not too crazy about my partner right now, but I hate your ass.
I'm not too fond of yours either. We're in Augusta, Maine.
Vengeance is this Sunday. This is good old JR Jim Ross, here with Jerry the King Lawler at ringside. And we've got some tag team action for you tonight.
That's right. I don't know who these guys hate worse, their opponents or each other.
This is their last chance to face each other before this Sunday's pay-per-view.
Fasten your seatbelt, JR.
This
It's gonna be
Sunday's
a bumpy
pay-per-view.
ride.
Rest in peace, Chad.
He's got his sights set on a big victory at Vengeance, but he knows that he'll be facing at least one of his opponents tonight at the pay-per-view.
This is his last chance to wear them down before Vengeance. He's got to take full advantage and not get beaten down himself.
He was brought back to Raw to watch his partner's back, but that's not what happened last week.
And you've got to wonder if they can keep it together tonight against a pair of superstars who have made their lives a living hell.
His issues with his partner are well documented. Will we see them come to a head tonight?
I doubt that, JR. He needs to make an impact tonight and earn himself a spot at Vengeance. He's not going to throw that away just because he's not seeing eye to eye with his partner.
This man is certainly no stranger to pay-per-views. Will his performance tonight earn him a spot at Vengeance and possibly a movie contract?
It's only been around.
I wouldn't bet
years
against him,
or
JR. This is a superstar who knows how to pull out all the stops when it matters.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be.
Spit in the face. Marina. A lingerie contest. Wow. Different ones.
We could be looking at a pinball here, folks. 2.
Oh, that would be so cool.
This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right,
Poetry
JR.
in motion.
You're not going to see this kind of action on SmackDown.
Not on SmackDown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out there that can come close to the excitement of seeing the Raw superstars perform live.
I don't understand why you like Carlito so much, JR. What, did he lie to you and tell you that you were cool or something?
I've never been accused of being cool by Carlito or anyone else, King. Quite frankly, I'm not sure I'd know cool if it bit me on my Oklahoma Sooner backside. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying that Roddy Piper is one of the great legends of our business.
And talk about a career, half the guys in the locker room would kill to have done 1/10 of the things Piper's done.
He's been a world champion. He's a former Intercontinental and United States champion. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. The Rowdy One has seen, and trust me, has done it all.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy feat. You're not going to get him with that one.
That was a smart tag, JR. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out of here on a stretcher.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything. Oh boy, these top rope moves can go either way.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. The referee is down, and now there's no one to maintain order in this match.
Where do they find these referees, JR? They seem to be awfully fragile.
Pile driver. Come on, King. If anyone would recognize that one, it's you.
And if that sleeper hold isn't broken, that's exactly what could happen, JR.
Excellent counter. What ring presence. I tell you, King.
He's going up, but what's he gonna do when he gets there?
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come.
And now a pin. This could be it.
2. Can you believe we actually get paid to do this job, JR?
It's like a... Look out! There we go!
Whisper in the wind! How does he make that look so easy?
He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament.
2.
For over a decade, WWE fans have been thrilled by the daredevil antics of Jeff Hardy.
And you'd think that after all this time, Jeff might think about slowing down a little.
That seems highly unlikely to me. Jeff isn't one to let his fans down by giving less than 100%.
Yeah, but if he keeps giving 100%, that's not going to leave him with much.
I've had many up.
He's going for the cover, JR. 2. These superstars are beating the heck out of each other, and this crowd can't get enough of it.
It's what they paid to see, King, and they're getting their money's worth tonight.
They sure are, JR. There's no question these superstars are earning their paychecks. That's putting it mildly. Piper's nuttier than a box of peanut brittle.
All due respect to Piper, I can see why you might think that, King. He's unpredictable, to say the least.
They just don't make them like Rowdy Roddy Piper anymore, JR. Sometimes I think that's a good thing. I think the thing that impresses me most about Nitro is his confidence. Wouldn't you say so, JR?
Well, you could call it, he's going up. This could backfire.
I don't think that these superstars have even contemplated the fact that they might lose.
You're putting a lot on the line when you climb that turnbuckle.
I talked to these superstars backstage before the match, and I don't think I've ever seen competitors so ready to get it on.
And that's coming through loud and clear here tonight in this match. They're not taking it easy on each other either.
It's been said a million times, but I'll say it again. This isn't ballet. Ruthless aggression is the name of the game. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
Yes. Thanks, Boston, for your crab.
Not only are they not on the same page, they're not even in the same book. I always knew Piper was crazier than a coon.
I don't think Piper's partner approves of the way Hot Rod handled the situation.
Well, that's one way to get a snap of approval.
For better or for worse,
I like how King and JR are talking and
But I think
JBL
that's leading man material right there.
And JBL and Cole.
I know you can't be at 100% after a match. And this week on Raw,
I'm gonna finish the job I started last week. When I get done with you, ain't a camera in the world that'll want to take your picture.
Spanglish.
Hey, I'm sorry about what I had to do out there, but I needed to land this role, understand? Everything I wanted. I just reached out and took. That's the only way you get anywhere in this damn business. And I guess that's your last lesson, kid.
Okay, whatever. For the fatal four-way ladder. I'll just rest the vengeance and
This is it. Welcome to Vengeance.
And I can't wait for tonight's ladder match, JR.
A WWE Films contract is on the line. 3 of Raw's top superstars want it.
Not to mention one of the greatest legends of all time.
4 superstars, 1 contract. It all happens tonight.
Pokemon.
He's a dangerous, driven individual, and he knows that a victory tonight would propel his career to even greater heights.
Yeah, but he's been getting picked apart for weeks by 2 of his opponents. And then he got bushwhacked by his own partner last week. How much can he really have left?
He's enjoyed a great deal of success by making smart decisions about who to team with. But he's here on his own tonight.
And this is the true test of any superstar. You can play the politics or jump guys in the parking lot or whatever, but when it comes right down to it, you need to be able to get it done in the ring.
Over the course of his legendary career, he's blindsided opponent after opponent with his unpredictable nature. And that might make him the most dangerous superstar in this match.
A few weeks ago, you said he was crazy like a fox, and that's absolutely true. You never know what he's gonna do next, and that makes it impossible to defend yourself against it.
And here's the 4th and final competitor, a man who has been absolutely relentless in his pursuit of the WWE Films contract.
He's no stranger to main events, JR, and I wouldn't be surprised one bit to see him walk out of here with the win and the movie contract.
And it's been reversed. Look at him feeding off the energy from this capacity crowd. He's unstoppable.
You can't ever count on these fans, JR. They're fickle, and they'll abandon you in a heartbeat. You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Oh, for the love of... Talk about having no respect for your opponent.
Well, if you got a problem with it, maybe you should do something about it, JR.
This is Raw action at its finest. That's why Raw is the #1 brand of sports entertainment.
You got that right, JR. You're not gonna see this kind of action on SmackDown.
Not on SmackDown or anywhere else. There's nothing else out there that can come close to the excitement of seeing the Raw superstars perform live. This has turned into a real slobber knocker, 15 feet in the air. Both superstars are fighting to stay on the ladder. It's great to hear the fans come alive every time Jeff Hardy sets foot in the ring.
Yeah, but I could do without all of his shrieking female fans.
Well, it sounds like someone's a little jealous. I'm sure you wouldn't mind nearly as much if... My God, look at the intensity of these superstars battling 15 feet above the ring.
Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like when you're in the middle of a slobber knocker. And if you don't have the guts to stick around, you might run like... His opponent's down, and now he's sharing a piece of his mind.
He's gonna have to eat those words by the end of this match, JR.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit to see Nitro taking down a figure 3 here tonight.
What have you got against Nitro, JR? He's young, he's talented, he's good looking? Oh wait, I think I just answered my own question.
I don't think I've ever seen a superstar stay one step ahead of his opponents the way the Rowdy one can.
You never know what to expect. It's like he says, just when they think they've got all the answers, I change the questions.
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they do.
Oh, sure. Now the fans start to cheer for him. Now that he's in the driver's seat.
Come on, King. He's had the crowd behind him all match, and now it's paying off.
I don't think that these superstars... Only one of them's gonna stay on that ladder, JR. Who's it gonna be?
I've had many opportunities to see Carlito up close and in person, and I have to tell you, I'm impressed with what this kid brings to the table.
What's that exactly? A bunch of half-chewed apples? What's so cool about that?
I tell you what's cool, King, and that's the charisma and athletic ability. Neither combatant can afford to lose this fight and fall to the mat.
Carlito running.
I've got a feeling that this has all the makings of an instant classic.
That's probably just gas, JR.
Well, I did have some good old Oklahoma barbecue. Look at the intensity of these two superstars trying to stay on the ladder.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between...
They're beating the heck out of each other, JR. Someone's gonna take a tumble.
Excellent counter. What ring
How
presence?
the fuck did he reverse that?
These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get dangerous. If you're too proud to admit that it's not your night, you might wind up risking your career for a single match.
But at the same time, King, no one makes it up the ladder without pushing themselves to the very limit. It's a very fine line to walk.
Fucking...
I'll be honest with you, King. This is not the way I thought this match. Whoever wins this fight might just win the match. I tell you, King, I've got no earthly idea how these superstars can maintain this intensity week after week after week.
It's not easy, JR. There's no off. They're really going after each other, JR.
For over a decade, WWE...
A fist fight 15 feet in the air. This isn't going to be pretty. I don't think these superstars have any intention of taking it easy on each other tonight.
That's not what they signed up for, King. And quite frankly, I think these fans would be disappointed if they didn't go all out.
Well, that's easy for the fans to say. They've never set foot inside that ring.
No, but they spend their hard-earned dollars to watch what goes on inside it. And without them, we'd all be out of a job.
It must burn you up to see a cocky young superstar like Nitro do so well here in the WWE, JR.
I think everyone should get what they deserve, King. Nitro deserves to be rewarded for his athletic ability.
Get up, get up.
But if he keeps walking around like he's God's gift to sports entertainment, I think he deserves to be proven wrong.
Get up. Get up.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR. Whoever loses this fight is going to take a heck of a fall, JR.
Thanks, guys. Oh, come on. You gotta be
Rowdy Roddy Piper is a
fucking
complex individual, to be sure.
That's how you describe Piper, JR? Complex?
I suppose you could say that's a charitable way to put it, King.
That's putting it mildly. Piper's nuttier than a box of peanut brittle.
I had to do something there.
You've got to ask yourself, how much punishment will
come
these superstars be able to withstand?
No, not Nitro, not Nitro.
I don't know, JR, but I think they're pretty intent on finding out.
They certainly are.
Roddy, get up.
How it's going back and forth. These two are going to trade blows until someone falls.
They know there's not enough room for both of them up there.
Hurry, get up, Nitro. Turn around, Nitro.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's gonna go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
Set it up.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy feat.
You gotta get...
A lot of blood, sweat,
Yes.
and tears have been shed in
Hell
that
yeah.
very ring.
And I think there's gonna be a lot.
He did it! He
overcame 3 other superstars to earn the WWE Films contract.
I don't believe it. I honestly didn't think he had it in him.
And his opponent is not taking this decision well.
He's gone crazy. Somebody better get this guy a straitjacket.
What an unbelievable match that was. The fans certainly got their money's worth.
Yeah, and let's hope they'll all buy tickets to his movie, too.
Well, I can bet I can name one superstar.
Jeff Hardy and
who won't be
Marine
at the
7.
premiere.
Yeah, after his performance here tonight, I don't think they'll let him anywhere near a red carpet.
Good luck this Sunday. Personally,
Vengeance is where I'm finally gonna prove I'm a main.
There's no way you're walking out of Vengeance.
congratulations! You're the new star of WWE Films' latest movie. It could take a while for the wheels to start turning, but don't worry about that. Just sit tight, and my people will get in touch with your people.
3%.
I understand that you're a franchise player on Raw, and I respect that. Just like I'd hope you'd respect ECW's extremists. But since you obviously don't, I'm going to arrange for some respect to be beaten into you by one of our hardcore, chair-swinging, back-breaking maniacs.
Providence, Rhode Island. Sabu!
Vengeance has come and gone, and the road to SummerSlam begins tonight. This is Oklahoma's own Jim Ross here with the King of Memphis, Jerry Lawler. And tonight, Raw takes on ECW.
I can't believe our general manager would allow extremely crappy wrestling to appear on Raw.
And from what we've read, our Raw representative might agree with your assessment of ECW.
How could he not? ECW's second rate, and Raw's gonna prove it tonight.
The mask looks pretty cool over there.
You're looking at one of the most dangerous men in sports entertainment.
Yeah, none of those ECW superstars have any respect for their opponents, or themselves for that matter.
And the opponent, the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal.
This is Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler, and we welcome you to live Raw action from Providence, Rhode Island.
Can you believe how loud these fans are, JR? They know they're about to see the greatest superstars in sports entertainment.
You're not wrong, King. The Raw superstars never fail to impress, and I can't wait to get started.
I think it's pretty obvious which way... Wow! If he keeps this up, this could be over quick.
He's certainly not showing his opponent any mercy here tonight. Good Lord, what an impact!
That's the way to do it! Keep going! Oh boy, this is gonna be big!
Whisper in the wind. And that might have given him the edge in this matchup.
2. I think these superstars are getting some feedback from the crowd, JR.
Nothing wrong with that, King. That's what we like to hear. Oh, my God! A thunderous blow from that sledgehammer.
Man, talk about getting hammered.
A textbook reversal there.
He's bringing the hammer down, JR.
He sure is. And the longer he holds that sledgehammer, the uglier it's going to get.
You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know. And what a slobber knocker of a shot with that sledgehammer.
That'll rearrange your facial features for sure, JR. Jeff Hardy's a great singles competitor, but tag team action is where he really shines.
Not to take away from the Hardys' multiple tag team title reigns, but Jeff has also enjoyed great solo success and...
Oh my gosh, not the table!
Boy, somebody's going to be picking splinters out of their gums after this one.
Oh, come on.
Sabu is one of the most dangerous human beings on the planet, and he's put himself through hell representing ECW.
And if you ask me, Sabu's the epitome of ECW, an ugly, scarred-up misfit.
You might want to watch your tone there, Tiger, or Sabu might challenge you to step into the ring.
Are you kidding? I'm not getting near a nutcase like Sabu. That's what the police are for.
That table's about the last thing you want to get hit with.
I guess it's better than being put through the table, but not much. There's the pin! 1, 2.
Boy, what a match. I wouldn't even hazard a guess as to who's going to win this thing.
What? Have you got both your contacts in one eye, JR? It's been obvious to me since the start of the match.
Oh, really? Well then, why don't you just enlighten the rest of us, King?
No way. I can already tell this is going to be a great match, and I don't want to ruin the ending for you.
You're too kind, King. You're also full of horse manure, as far as I can tell. My God! Let me tell you, when a wooden table meets flesh and bone, the table wins.
It's a deadly weapon for sure, JR.
You know from personal experience, right?
I don't think that...
What a shot! You can't take too many of those and expect to stay in this.
I don't even want to think about what that feels like, JR. What a counter! So, how do you think...
What a shot! I don't think that was ever meant to be used like that.
Come on, JR. Everything in WWE is meant to be used like that. Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like
We're in the...
Look out! There it goes!
Whisper in the wind! How does he make that look so easy?
1, 2, 3.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think...
Oh, man. It looks like he may have come off the worst for wear here.
I hope that leg isn't seriously injured.
We won't know until he gets it checked out, but I sincerely hope not.
And if it is, we've got ECW to blame for injuring one of our guys.
All the more reason for Raw to have nothing to do with them from now on.
What are you talking about? This looks like the opening shot in a war to me.
Well, that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. Should I save it? Power ranking. That's higher. Oh, 12. Went from 21. Well, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. If you enjoyed it, as always, let me hear about it. Have a good one. Hashtag join the army. Like and subscribe, do the thing.